Have you seen the book? In there, you have seen the book. Yes. This book, when two little girls took the book home and read this book and saw that the diseases, that all these things that the parents had in the cabinet. In there, you have seen the book. Yes. This book, when two little girls took the book home and read this book and saw that the diseases, that all these things that the parents had in the cabinet, when the parents went to work on Monday morning, those two little girls went to work. When they came back from work, the refrigerator was clean, and so was the cabinet. All the canned food was gone. The man called me to curse me out. I said, I told you when I was giving the little girls the book that something strange was going to happen. No, we understand. It is about healing. It's about love. It's about tolerance. But all that comes with what? With the food that you eat. All of the sciences, I could sit here and you could digest all of the philosophy and sciences, and you go home and you eat some pork chops. What difference does it make? So you see, I should be an example. I didn't go to school. And because of that, I'm not eating the stuff that hurts us. I was able to find a cure for AIDS and lupus and herpes. But then, there is something about me that many people find a way with. But they forgot that I am unique. You will not find the leaf on a tree the same as another on that same tree. That is because we were made to be unlike the other. I'm not wiser than you. I'm not dumber than you either. I'm just different than you. And when we put that in perspective as a race, we are not like Chinese. We are not like Eskimos. We are not like Europeans. But we're not better than them. We're just different. But we have never traveled in the path of that difference. Because the Arabs came with a lamb, a book, and a knife. The Christian came with a cow, a hog, and a knife, and a book. And here we are. Here we are. That's okay. We had to live this experience. This is why the church is so valuable. Because it is in the church that we get the blessings, the understanding. We are all product of the church. But now, the Bible states, the herbs are for the healing of the nations. I told my brother who preached for 30 years, I said, my brother, you told Mom that I smoked marijuana. Yes, you did. And what did Mother told you? That I've been smoking marijuana ever since I was 14. But you are a preacher. You should be more benevolent. You should be more kind. You should be more understanding. God made marijuana, but he didn't make the cigarette tobacco that you smoke. So quit throwing stones. Because you eat garbage. You eat what God did not make. I don't do that. I came last Christmas, Mom, and this boy had a hog head on his table. He had a hog head. Now I want to ask him, What did he think he was going to gain from eating that hog head? And he's a preacher for 30 years. Something wrong. We need help. Brothers and sisters, in 1970, I decided to take a trip to Russia. Not for the purpose of doing research into conditioning reflexes. I went there because I wanted to look at the work of Ivan Kertikov and also Rasputin. But when I got there, I got involved in the Pavlovian Institution of Psychology. And what did I learn? That Pavlov conditioned this dog, where the dog would come a certain time of the day to drink this milk. You know why? The same reason. Do you remember after Katrina, when the dolphins left with the water, and they told the zookeeper, you lost your 9 dolphins. He said, no, I didn't. They'd be back. Did they come back? Did they? Yes, they did. The dolphins came back. They had to. Just like you and I. You could go home today and you see all that food in your house that you know is poison, you're going to eat it. You're going to eat it. Because I did it. I did it. I said, well, I paid for it. I got to eat it. No. The time has come, and the brother said earlier, that we now be recognized. While I was in Russia, I found out that the Pavlovian Institution of Psychology was based on the usage of starch to condition the dog. Wow. That is exactly what they gave us, starch. Wow. And brothers and sisters, do you know where you find the greatest amount of starch in a substance? It's in sugar. Sure. And what is the thing that we give ourselves and our children? Sugar. I had a lot of it. And I stand before you today as your brother, telling you about the journey of disease and the journey of life. If nature didn't make it, don't take it. Oh, wow. Don't take it if nature didn't make it. I gave a speech in Washington. And a young man named John Claude Key, that you may know, he came up with something like a poem or a song. He said, if you don't watch the things you eat will soon eat you. But we didn't have any defense to prepare us for the journey. So Dr. Sebi came and he put a list together, how to avoid certain things, what not to do, because we are sick. He knows it because he's the sickest. But I am standing before you as a healer, something I didn't want to be. Because I'm loud, verbose, I'm vulgar, I'm loose, I'm all of that. But I could cure AIDS. I'm not serious because I don't know what seriousness has to do with understanding. I'm not serious. My brother was serious. He told my mama that I wasn't serious. I told my mama he's right. Because every time I intend to get serious, a stupid laughter smile come over my face. But I want to be serious like him. But I want my brother to tell me what are the virtues of seriousness. I never knew. So brother laid on me. I want to be serious now because it's important to be serious. Oh, I forgot about something. Men are serious, and I'm not a man. I'm a male, and that's all I am and will always be. I don't know what it is to be a man, because I don't know. I don't know what a man is. I know by gender, I'm a male, right? Well, just take it further. Now, besides being a male gender, I'm a man. What made me a man? I don't know. I'm not a man. I'm not even spiritual. I don't even have a mind, because I don't know what these things are. And I can't tell you that I am that when I don't know what they are. But I devoted my life to you. You, especially Black America. You were the one that prepared me to talk to you, because I'd never been to school. The very language I speak, when I came to this country from Honduras, I didn't speak it. You showed me. You prepared me. And I'm grateful to you. In my book, I stated that I wanted to give the black woman a gift. I didn't say brothers. I said sisters. Why? I was in a barber chair in New Orleans in 1962, and I made a statement because the brother was to say it was after the hours of barbering. At 8 or 9 o'clock, we're there gathering and eating all this shrimps in New Orleans, you know, and crabs and drinking beer. I said, fellas, why you all talking about sisters like that? Where you come from? This is sci-fi, yeah. I said, sci-fi. That's what they call you, right? Sci-fi? Miss Anne? Or something like that? I said, but you came out of her. You came out that woman, isn't it? So how could she be that bad? I said, I'm going to give her a gift. What gift you going to give her? I don't know. But it's in motion. I'm going to give her a gift. Little did I know that the gift was going to be healing. Why I turned it over to the sisters? Because you are the nurturers. I am not a nurturer, I'm a male. I cannot nurture anyone. You are the one. Brothers find that offensive. I find it graceful. I find it rewarding. I find it encompassing. Why? Because we beat you down just like the other races of the world. And I said, I'm not going to be one to do that. I'm going to give her a gift. And brothers and sisters, the sisters have the healing. Dr. Sebi, like he quit working in the dairy farm at 13. He quit working in the commissary at 20. He quit the merchant marine at 30. Now he's quitting healing at 76. And what am I going to do? I'm dedicating myself to vertical, organic, electric agriculture. Just like I developed the African biomineral electric cell phone. That, sisters, brothers and sisters, the African biomineral electric cell phone is registered in the Supreme Court of the United States or New York, that it is the only therapeutical approach to pathology that has benefited humanity. No other. And we won our case, prevailing above the physicians. What does that make us? Thank you. So now, should we create an institute around it? Of course. Because when the attorney, prosecuting attorney, told the judge, Your Honor, he have that the Usher Research Institute cure AIDS. He is the one that cured the AIDS, and he's the one that's saying it. The judge said, but the paper read, Your Honor, AIDS has been cured by the Usher Research Institute. Didn't say nothing about me. She said, who makes up the institute? People that have received benefit from the entity. She said, that is sufficient. That is how all institutes begin. Don't be afraid. We now could erect an institute that the giving of the African biomineral electric cell phone rise supreme above all else. You and I did that. Not me. I'm you standing here. I'm your brother. I am of the same gene as you. How could I be so different? How could I be so smaller than you? In fact, I'm stupid. And I like doing stupid things. I enjoy doing it. Sometime in my house, I would drop something on the floor. I'd pick it up, put it back, and drop it again. People would pass in front of me in the cars. I would stop. I say, hey, that's cool. I like that because it shows the degree of tolerance. So in essence this evening, for us to see each other's as we should see each other's with love and brother. Because I remember when my mother used to cloak me at night with the cover, you know, when you're kind of chilly, and she come and she pull the cover over you. It feels good, isn't it? Of course it does. But why can't we do that for each other's? For one another. But to get to that state, you're not going to get to eating lamb and pork chops. You will not, because it will bother your central nervous system. Okay? So brothers and sisters, you've been here a long time, and I don't want to hold you up too long because there will be a period of question and answer. But in essence, today, what Dr. Sebi came to share with you is that it is food that determines the state of your being. It's not a philosophy, it's not a religion, it's not politics. It's you. The you that they don't want expressed because there is fear. When me, I lived it. I owe allegiance to no one but my race. You. I owe allegiance to you, not to a philosophy, especially a philosophy that came out of Europe. Because, you see the tiger showed me that the Bengal tiger, when she has cubs, does she take her cubs to be trained by a Siberian tiger? Does she train her own cubs the ways of the Bengal tiger? But when we take our cubs to be trained, we take them to a European curriculum. And then later on we say, why can't black people listen? We've been listening. We are good listeners. We're so good. We excel in that which we have listened to. We become mechanics like myself. I became an engineer. But we have not listened to that which God designed for us. Once we go back to that design, all the fears, all of the stress will disappear. It has to. Because God never made mistakes. But I want to show you guys something that's important, brothers and sisters. That we were told that protein, enzymes, vitamins, and all these things, and if you want to get buff, you got to go and work out. Am I right? Watch this. You think that he had a machine to work out? You think that he had protein to feed his body? Enzymes and vitamins? He didn't have that. He doesn't have that. But look at it. This is a person. These are people that live exactly the way God intended for us to live. But look at them. And they live 100 and some odd years. You get to 90, you're lucky if I get to 90. You understand? That is what we need to do. Come back to this. Oh, you're not going to take your clothes off, and I don't expect you to do that. Because what happened is that they have reduced us so low that they live without no clothes on. And she passed the woman out and she's going that way. But if a sister was to take her clothes off right now in front of us, all eyes would be on her. That's how much we have been reduced. Okay? It should not be. It should not be. We have a barometer. What is it that these Nubas are doing that we now are out of shape? I'm great. I don't wear glasses. I'm not impotent anymore. I don't have the aches and the pains. But I'm sick. He dies healthy. He dies in his sleep. Anyone that live above 100 dies in their sleep. They go to sleep, away. But we're going to die with cancer of the breast, cancer of the uterus, cancer of the liver. We're going to die with a disease because we've been fed gasoline instead of diesel. Gorillas are eating polar bear food. Not so good. So are we wise? Are we smart? Yes, we are. All of us are. But we're not on the right track. Instead of us going 90 degrees east, we're going 270 west. No. Dr. Sebi is delighted that he arrived at the place that he could cure the diseases that they claim is incurable. And that cure is not Dr. Sebi curing AIDS. It's the black race curing AIDS. When the Japanese was working with the immune system, they didn't single out an individual. They said, the Japanese people is working with the immune system. Working with the immune system? The immune system, you could go back and read the history of what I'm saying. The immune system doesn't want you to work with it. The immune system needs to be revitalized. It's weak. What you mean you work with the immune system? And he got a Nobel Peace Prize. Dr. Sebi cured AIDS. Then we gave him a chamber pot. You understand? But that's okay. It's a position I'm satisfied with, the one I hold today. I have never been dissatisfied with me, because that's all I have. That's all I own, me. So I'm going to make sure that the me is happy every day. I'll make sure that. I had wives to leave me and say, nigga, get out. Fine. The other one, no one monkey start no show, fine. The other one took all my money and everything, fine. And here I am. Going on. Now we have a $200 million project.
All right.
What is in the $200 million project, you? We're buying 1,000 acres of land to grow cotton, and we have a cotton gin, $10 million worth. We have 7 centers: New York, Chicago, Detroit, LA, San Francisco, Atlanta, DC, and Miami. 7. It's going to cost you $35 million. We're going to have a plane that's going to carry 125 people. It costs us $27 million. We also had $5 million for farmers to refurbish their agriculture product, to grow organically grown food, to supply the centers. In the $200 million project, there's also provision made, something that I discovered in New York. I traveled one day to 142nd Street. There was a lady, Miss Mary McCallum. She called me on Monday, that I'm always closed on Mondays, but when she called, she said, Dr. Sebi, I'm sick. Could you heal me? Oh boy. I'm closed on Monday, but I'm coming to see you. Jump in the cab from Brooklyn to Manhattan. I gave her the comfort. I rubbed her legs with the salve. But the sheet of the bed was supposed to be white, but it was kind of yellowish. The two ladies that were there with her, I said to them, please take her to the bathroom and bathe her. I'll be right back. I came back with some sheets, some pillowcases, and some incense, and some oils. And she came back, and she said, hey, my toes are pink. I don't feel the pain anymore. And I feel good already. Who changed the sheets? I said, we did. That lady didn't have any money. The treatment came up to about $300. And she goes in her coin purse. And she took $5 out. She said, I'm giving you a down payment on the $300. I said, Miss McCallum, if my mama was standing here and I take this money from you, I think that that frying pan would be across my head again. So knowing that in Compton, in Watts, in Harlem, all over the United States, east side, there are brothers and sisters that are my age, in their 70s, that need help and cannot help themselves because they don't have the money to do that. So we have appropriated $5 million to train sisters and to provide compounds for the needy. A woman asked me, how are you going to get the $200 million? I said, that's easy. Remember 6 years ago when they called you brothers? I said, I'm not one. Don't talk to me like that. I didn't march to Washington. I wasn't going to go to Washington. Well, you brothers went to Washington, 1 million of you, and you guys spent on the average of $500 to get there. Some spent up to $3,000 to fly from England. So we're going to average out $500, 1 million of you. The only person that made money off the Million Man March was the hotels and the planes and the city of D.C. that they had to pay $5 million or $3 to have it. We spent $500 million to go to D.C. and say, I love you, and go back home. I have to go all the way to Washington in front of a white boy statue to tell you I love you. No, isn't that something? And it cost me $500 million. So we got a $200 million budget where you're going to invest $200, but you're going to get it back every time. But what you will do is provide us with the beginning of the process of rejuvenation again. We're going to own something together for the first time. You deserve it. Because what you have done, you would never be able to fathom. I'm a foreigner among you. I could see you better than you see yourself. That you could see me better than I could see myself. But what I see in you, I'm going to give you a glimpse. Where in the world do we go and find individuals, whether black, white, Chinese, Eskimo, or Arab, that have expressed and showed what they could do, equivalent to George Washington called? Where do you go and find that? Where do you go and find a Charles Drew? Where do you go and find an Elijah McCoy? Where do you go and find any one of you? Nowhere in the world but you. So I saw that in you, and I learned that from you. You were the one in 1954 I met a black man in LA. No, in New Orleans. Aubrey Wellington Sinclair, who made a plane in 1929 and flew it from Maine to Maine. He made it in his backyard. And then Dr. C becoming curator. Oh, big deal. I'm curator. Well, am I supposed to be tapping the shoulder? Am I supposed to be knighted? No. I'm a servant. And that is all I want to be to you. A servant. I'm not wise, I'm not philosophical, I'm not religious, I'm not spiritual. I am none of that. I am your servant. And thank you very much. Now, we should not push things down people's throats. And that was not my intent. I talk about a whole lot of things because time is running out. So I want to give you a chance to Q&A. First question. Over there. Stand up, please. Good afternoon.
What do you do for like your bones crack?
I think you better come here. It's important that you come here to ask the question in the mic, that it would be recorded. It's very important. The brother is asking us a question. Yes, my brother.
I would like to know what do you do if your bones crack?
Your bone structure.
Your arms, bones.
Yeah, knees and everything else.
Everything.
Okay. Thank you. You go back to your seat now. When I was 30, and with many of you, this may occur. You know, when I used to walk, this knee used to crack. I used to hear a crack in my knee. I was under 30. I had these pains. The brother asked about what did I do. I drink sea moss. They call it Chondrus crypsis. Comes out of the ocean. It's had potassium iodide, potassium bromide, and potassium phosphate. Potassium phosphate. So when people tell you, you got to eat your bananas for your potassium. Oh yeah? What potassium? What potassium are you talking about? There are many. There's potassium bromide, potassium iodide, and potassium phosphate. Which are you talking about, sir? Oh, I didn't know there were many. Oh yeah? So the brother asked about what do I do? I drink sea moss. It has calcium. This is why the brother said I could fall on my knees. I could fall on my knees on concrete, not hair. You see? But this is the carpet. This isn't something that I could fall on concrete. I don't feel any pain. But once I did. But remember what I said? If nature doesn't make it, don't take it. Don't take it if nature didn't make it. Once you take that which nature made, it has a balance. A balance that was put there by life itself. That's why I never paid attention or adhered to melanin. Melanin is a word like protein. It never existed, but a word exists to represent it. But when you ask the person who promotes melanin, what is it, and how many electrons per atom does it contain, they don't know anything about it. But they use it. Melanin makes me black. No, that's horrible. Next question.
It's right here. There she goes.
Dr. Saint.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, it's my daughter. I think you know about me, Erica. We've been calling. My daughter had been to sleep. And
Speak in the microphone. Speak in the microphone.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I've been dealing with Dr. Sadie's office, I would say, ever since last week. And we ordered some products because my daughter, you talk right now.
You can just say.
Because my daughter had not been able to sleep. She was, go ahead, Brenda, you talk.
Okay, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2001. And in 2006, I ordered some of Dr. Sadie's products. I ordered the Maya, the Tata, the Bolo, the Lino, I mean, everything. And it's like, after I ordered these products, you know, I took it, my skin was like flawless. I had no eczema. I didn't have bipolar disorder anymore. I was able to sleep. And now what the doctors are saying that I should get back on a pharmaceutical drug so I can sleep again. But that's what made me not sleep. So now I have insomnia and I'm trying to, you know, get back on these products that I had before, such as the, I've ordered like the Lino last week, the Lupolo, the Maya, and I'm trying to, you know, clean out my system because that's what I think is wrong with me. It's like my system needs cleaning out, you know. But 2006, that's when everything worked, and I ordered everything, and people looked at me, they was like, where did you go? You know, did you take a cruise somewhere? And I've never been on a cruise before, you know, and I was just like refreshed and rejuvenated.
And I think also the environment in California, they got me in 2006 in California. When she came to New York in 2006, she was going in and out of the hospital. But right now, she broke loose from the meds in September. She decided she didn't want to take the medication anymore. So, as I tell her, I said, well, she doesn't look psychotic. So, what I think is that the medication is kind of upset because she don't want to stay on the medication. So the effect is that I won't let you sleep if you don't stay with me. That's what I'm thinking.
That's right.
I won't let you sleep.
You're right.
Yeah. If you don't stay with me, I won't let you sleep. So right now, we ordered some Banju, we ordered some lip.
Banjo is all she needed.
Well, it's the Banju and it's not
What
working.
you say?
We took that and it's not working. So
But
some more products is coming
wait.
up.
It could be a matter of dosage.
I took one bottle.
Dosage could be the reason. Because a lady, I recommend the Banju because everybody been claiming about the Banju. A lady took the Banju, she said, but I don't feel anything. Sit down. Take 4 tablespoons 3 times a day. She said, I feel a little bit better. Take a bottle a day. And she took it for 5 days. And she's raving over the Banju now all over Cleveland. It's a matter of dosage. Not only a substance. But we never know the intensity of the condition, or the situation.
Yeah, maybe that's right.
She needs to take a bottle of Banju a day for about 3 days and it's over. Because we have been deprived. We have been deprived of iron for 500 long years. So did she, you, and me. So yes, I'm going to see to it that I will personally take care of your condition.
Here's another question.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Another question. Yes, sir. Come on. The call. Yes, sir.
Yes, for those of us who market products and things, how can we get your books and your natural products to market and represent you and help distribute the product?
The question was, how do we, who are interested, get the product to sell? Well, we are developing a cadre of people who are interested. We want to sell it because the Japanese want to buy it and they want to become the exclusive distributor of Dr. They want to buy 1 million a month, but they want to buy it to be exclusive distributor. If I sell the Japanese my product, oh, I would be happy because they will buy 1 million viento a month. 1 million viento a month is showing us $50 million. But you know what the Japanese are going to do? They're going to do what the Nigerian did. The Nigerian is a preacher named Nelson. Nelson used to come every day and buy 12 viento. V-I-E-N-T-O. Viento in Spanish means the wind. I said, Nelson loved me. Nelson loved me. Look, baby, he's buying 12 viento every day. I mean, a box 24. one day, I needed 15 telephone lines. Another Nigerian came to put the lines in, and he saw my product on the desk. He said, I know that product. But he didn't know that he was in Dr. Sebi's office. I know that product. That product is made by Dr. Sebi. That product is good. I buy it from Nelson. I buy it for $300 a bottle. Nelson was getting $300 a bottle of my product, and I'm selling it only for $50. Yes, they would be able to sell the product. Because when I get back to California, I would like for y'all to call this number. 310-838-2490. 310-838-2490. And before I go to the next question, I want to do this. You know, I said that beans and rice are artificial. But I want y'all to know that the person that made every bean that you put in your mouth, his name is Grigor Mendel. Grigor Mendel. Download Grigor Mendel. He made these things in the 1500s. A man is going to make what you're going to eat for nutrition in a laboratory. Next question.
Hi, hello, Dr. Sebi. Thank you for coming today. I have a question with the first cellular cleansing package. On the package, you recommended that corn chips is edible, and I just want to know if
corn chips?
Corn chips.
Corn chips? No, corn chips are dangerous.
Corn, period.
You see, corn chips. I was in Honduras in the Maya village, and the guy was taking 12 people around showing them the Maya ruins. And he looked at me and said, I know you, you're Dr. Sebi. I said, yes, sir. He said, I want to see when I'm through with the tour. But I said, sir, I want to ask you a question. What did the Maya eat? What did they eat? Then he stopped. And before he could give me a response, a German woman who was in the group said, corn, of course. The man said, if the Maya ate corn, Dr. Sebi would have known that because he does research. Dr. Sebi, did the Maya eat corn? I said, impossible. Why? I said, because every grain that was made that requires that you chop some trees down, you got to chop trees down to plant this animal they call a corn. You got to chop it down, and then you got to till the soil, and you have to do that every year. If this corn was natural, men wouldn't have to do all of that. So therefore, corn is artificial. And another thing that corn has that is a telltale, they call it what? Starch. Anything that has starch, God did not make, because starch is carbonic acid. Starch is an acid, it's a chemical, it's not a food. Next question.
The reason why I did the cell cleanser, I noticed that in my bowel movements, everything changed except the corn, air popcorn.
That's right.
The next question was, in your book you referred to the green light. Can you go into details about that a little bit?
The green light?
Yes.
The green light. Are you talking about the Green Food Plus?
I'm not.
The green light.
Too sure, but you said that you gave thanks to the green light. I think it was in the introduction of the book.
I mentioned the green light in the book?
Yes.
Green light. I don't know anything about the green light.
It's supposed to be Green Food Plus. I think it's Green Food.
In the Green Food Plus.
Green Food Plus.
Yes, because I don't do that light. Third eye and light and this. No, I don't do that. I don't do any of that. Yes, I know, I understand, and I like it. Next question.
Hello, good evening. I have a question. I work with women, a lot of women who have fibroids, including myself, and I wanted to know what are the first steps that I should tell to my patients, to women that I work with who have fibroids, because especially so many African American women or women of color have fibroids. When you look at other races, what is it that in the mucus system that is caused by fibroids, and what can be done to treat them?
The people that I showed you had, these sisters, none of them have fibroids. They died without fibroids. They never experienced fibroids. They never. Why? Because they never ate starch. Starch breaks down the mucous membrane and begin to deliver carbonic acid. Starch doesn't belong in the body. That's where fibroids come from. All disease come from starch and meat. And meat.
So when I'm first working with patients or introducing them to the concept, just tell everyone to stop eating starch.
If they don't, well, it would be of no use you treating them. Okay. That's what I do in the village of Buche in Honduras. Starch system.
Thank you very much.
One more question? Because we're going to go on the break.
Hello, good night. I want to know if you're interested in training and learning about healing.
We are interested in training.
Yeah.
We will be training. Because that is why we appropriated another $5 million to train the sisters. They have to get away to go to train in the village, also in the forest. There will be field, and also the armchair research.
Right.
Both. Field and the armchair research. Both are included.
Right.
Because you should know the herb that you're going to use and so what it does and the whole thing.
What would you have to just contact you?
Well, call the number 310-838-2490. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother. I got a question about fasting.
About what?
About fasting.
Something why I cannot hear the mic.
Fasting.
Parasites.
Fasting.
Oh, fasting. Why am I hearing this about fasting?
Yeah. So I want to know what is a potent duration for fasting? What are some good concoctions when fasting, like liquid drinks or whatever? And is sex and marijuana hazard to fasting?
Sex and marijuana? When anyone mentions marijuana to me, the first thing that I think about is a child in Ecuador that couldn't talk and he was autistic. And he's talking at age 14 for the first time. The blind man, Mr. Fredericks, that was seeing, his daughter had epilepsy. I gave her marijuana, and in 2 days, no more Grand Mal for 6 times a day. So about marijuana, I could talk about marijuana, and there is a book written in Ecuador known Hierbas Medicinales del Ecuador, medicinal herb from Ecuador. In there they got 42 treatments of disease with marijuana. The next one was sex. Well, sex is something that I like. I don't know how to answer that because I love sex. And I think that my wife has played a trick on me. I didn't get the message. My wife would say, don't you think that you bothering me a little bit too much? I said, baby, what you talking about? You see, I was under the impression that a man had to satisfy his woman sexually. I was wrong again. Sex is not the thing that you use to control or to please or satisfy any woman. That's never been. You gotta go ahead with a woman. That is what it is. You told me I gotta take a break.
What about the fasting duration?
About the fasting?
Concoctions for fasting.
Consciousness?
The concoctions, the liquids that you use.
Okay, now about fasting. I put Lisa Lopez on a fast for 40 days and 40 nights. And I asked Lisa, what did you see? She said, I saw God. And you need healing, Dr. Sebi. I said, I know that. I was on a fast for 94 days, I saw things too. Because your brain is clear. So you see, fasting is good for all of you. For everything that you could think of. Remember the boy from Chicago, the little white boy went to Australia and he was walking for 30 days and they found him and he was angry. Why? He was feeling so good. He had not eaten in 30 days. And when I was impotent, I asked my healer, I said, hey, hold it, fella. You know, I'm impotent. I'm only 30. I want to know how come I have to start eating when I got to eat my protein. Got to get my eggs. He said, look, when you stop eating, all that fat that clogged your penis and your prostate gland, all that fat is going to get the opportunity to drain out. When will I see that? I don't know when, but it will be happening before 90 days. The first week, the second week, my asthma began to subside. On the 27th day, my diabetes left. On the 57th day, I woke up to this. Now, I could not process this because in the barbershop in Honduras, when I was 9 and 10 and 15, the man used to say, you got to eat a lot of eggs, you got to drink a lot of wine and eat meat. And that was the very thing that made me impotent. So yes, fasting going to heal every part of you that you need to be healed. But right now, they said, I've talked too much, I need to take a break. I want to go back. Thank you.
We're going to take a 15 to 20-minute break. You can go to the vendors, go to the bathroom. Those are all the vendors. We got 3 rooms of vending.
Just turned 77.
77?
Just turned 77.
She's young. A year older than me.
Yeah.
She's young.
Yes, she is.
What is dementia or Alzheimer's? Calcification of the brain. Caused by what? The presence of starch. I remember when I was working at Martin Luther King Hospital as a steam engineer, I would oftentimes go into the morgue. And one day, I saw something that was devastating to me. They opened the skull of a woman that had just passed the day before, performing an autopsy. And you know what I saw? I saw plaque, thick, like a half an inch, covering the whole skull. What was that doing to the brain? Preventing the brain from receiving what? Oxygen. That's when Alzheimer's and dementia appears. So mommy could be cured. All we need to do is to break up the calcification. Give her the nourishment. We have to give her large doses of iron phosphate. Yes, you got to call that number, 310-838-2490.
Last question. Will you make a comprehensive review for people that want to do the healing, you know, like something that they can reference and then maybe call an office for just some sort of advice? Any comprehensive review that you'll make?
Well, you know, we have a booklet, we have periodicals that you could ask them to send you.
Okay.
And you could be guided by that. Sure. Thank you, brother. Yes.
Yeah, just before I ask you 2 questions, I just want to say to everybody here, please, networking is important. Please try to find me after, at 8 o'clock or whatever, because I came down from Canada, born in Haiti, long story short, born in Haiti, adopted, recently abandoned by people who adopted me. And, the only reason I'm here is because of the same stuff that Sylvie's been talking to y'all about today. And it's because, I met a woman and she was talking about the same things. So please, I'm going through a lot right now. But the only reason I don't doubt that I can get through it is because of these same things. And, I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for that woman that made me. So please come see me. My name's Kenson. I'm just sitting right over there. So yeah.
You got your back.
My two questions. First, melanin, right, or the thing that you call carbon that makes our skin black, right?
No, carbon and melanin are two different things.
Okay, then clarify that for me, please.
Very good. When I entered the science of the called herbology, one of the things that I had to pay attention to and much consideration was the science of biochemistry. The science of biochemistry will help you to understand that which is real from that which is unreal. Whenever somebody tells you that a substance is good, all you need to ask them, pardon me, sir, are you aware that the human body is electrical? Yes. And are you aware that to feed and to nourish an electric body, that substance must necessarily be electrical? Yes. Thank you. Now, carbon is electrical. Carbon could be found in your body, along with 101 other minerals, making it in total 102 minerals. But every mineral that you have in your body could be found in the soil, in the clouds, and in the waters, and in the ocean. 102 exact, no more, no less. Never did biochemistry or science found melanin in the earth. So how come it is in my body? How could melanin be in my body when it is not found in the naturalness of life? Impossible. But melanin is a word that came out of Germany, and now we regurgitate it. Melanin is not the only word. In 1983, I had to go to the Georgetown Pediatric Hospital in Washington, D.C. because of Achilles Stroud. She had sickle cell anemia, and she was hospitalized. The doctor said to me, when they review my diet, you have not given a kilo protein in 3 months. I said, I have not given a kilo protein in 3 months? You overlooking that a killer is playing in the hallway with the other children without the aid of an intravenous feeding machine. And she doesn't have any upper pulmonary disorder. And you are asking me about protein? Dr. Steinberg, what is protein? It's one of the 19 amino acids, the building blocks of life. I said, that is what I've heard and I read. I'm asking you, what is protein? I want to identify it. You see, when someone asks me, why do you give people iron? Because the blood of the human body is composed of iron. That is the food. Is it electrical? Yes, it got 9,000 electrons per atom. How many electrons per atom does melanin contain? Thank you very much. Next question.
Yeah. On that note, I guess the condition which they call vitiligo, the depigmentation.
Vitiligo, yes, the whitening of the skin. Discoloration. That tells us right there. Many of us are succumbing to the deficiency of iron. That's all it is. The lack of iron phosphate.
The last question. Obviously, being in Canada, I'm cold all the time, but I found myself really, really, really cold, like a lot.
Cold?
I'm wearing hats, I'm wearing like a lot of things, I got sweatshirts under this. Like,
I was there, brother. I was there. I used to feel cold in July. Lack of iron. Iron is the only magnetic mineral. It fires you up. Without iron, nothing else works. Iron is like a spark plug in a car. Without them, you cannot turn an engine. I don't care what big of a machine you have. You need that spark plug.
Thank you.
I'm so pleased to meet you, Dr. City.
I'm so pleased to meet you, my sister.
Okay, I have two questions. My sister was diagnosed with, osteo